This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Welcome to the show. Every year, communities across the country take time to recognize women who lead with heart, determination, and a deep commitment to the world around them. It's called the Next Star Remarkable Woman Initiative. It is a national effort by Next Star Media Group to honor women who inspire change through service, leadership, and advocacy. Now, here in Central Texas, our local station, KWKT Fox-44, recently recognized someone who truly embodies these qualities. My guest is Susie Marek, who has been named this year's KWKT Remarkable Woman, and their remarkable man, who is their anchor reporter, Vince Erickson, longtime friend of mine, Vince. So I've asked you to kind of take the lead because you hear how I sound. And I'm sorry I don't have much voice, but I'm delighted to have you both here today to talk about this wonderful program. First of all, Susie, how did you react when you learned you were singled out for this honor?
I was shocked and honored, and my husband told me he's never seen me speechless before. So,
thank you, dear.
Yes.
And it was truly an honor because we were there when Susie was informed. And it was a surprise. I think we can safely say it was a surprise. Although I will tell you that right there before we had what we call the unveiling of Susie being the Next Star Media Fox-44 Central Texas Remarkable Woman of the Year, her husband and son were going in the back door. So I told her nominator, Ms. Emily, I said, hey, keep Susie turned that way. And they snuck in the back door. I think Susie saw him out of the corner of her eye with that peripheral vision that moms have.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
So, but then we got in the studio, and it was a fantastic surprise, and that was right around the 1st of April. And Susie's story about the reveal and all the wonderful things that she does, the collaborations to make our communities better for those with disabilities, is on our website, fox44news.com. Click on Remarkable Women, and you will see Susie's story from March 3rd. And from that point, Susie, tell us about how remarkable what you're doing is for the community and how it really all started with your collaboration with another family.
So we have our son Logan is 31, and he has autism, and the Lord has just used him to just change the trajectory of my life and our family's life. And throughout his journey, the Lord has just put amazing people in his life, and one of the most amazing folks that the Lord put in his life was Evan Smith, his friend. And they built a friendship beginning in junior high at Temple Bible Church in the youth department. And I didn't even realize that the Lord was doing this until they were sophomores in high school. And I met Evan at an Impact Backyard Bible Club. And that's where you kind of host like a backyard, like vacation Bible school in your backyard. And Evan came up to me and said, "Are you Logan's mom?" And I said, "I am." And he said, "Well, I've missed seeing him in Sunday school," because he hadn't been going for sleep issues. And I told Evan, I said, "I would love for Logan to be back in Sunday school, but he needed a buddy." And he said, "I'll do it." And immediately he came back the next night and said, "I can do it. I can start this time. I'm out of town these weeks during the summer." And he was Logan's buddy at church for their sophomore year all the way until he graduated from high school and went to A&M. And so one amazing thing that they did, Evan, was the answer to our prayers, because every family wants their child with disabilities to have meaningful relationships and friendships. And Evan was that for Logan. He was Logan's best friend. He took him in and invited him to parties, took him out to dinner, took him to the rodeo, and just did things like friends do. And he just had a heart of compassion and empathy. But their senior year, Evan wanted to teach Logan how to show a pig in the fair at the Bell County Fair. So he asked us, can I teach Logan how to show a pig? And so we said yes, with all of the anxiety that could bring with having a child with autism in the ring with a lot of people and noise
Yeah, right.
and animals and all of those things, although animals are amazing. So Evan got a pig donated, and he raised the pig and showed it how to, it trained it in the ring, and then he brought Logan to his own farm and taught Logan how to show the pig, and just thought of everything. And he also brought a gentleman named Randolph Lau there that would also be in the ring the day of the fair, so that Logan could be used to people that were going to be there. And so that year, their senior year, they showed this pig in the fair. The pig's name was Faith, and they won. It went to auction, and when they won, Evan shook the judge's hand. His name was Mal Tunis, and shook the judge's hand and said, "You just made my senior year." And so it went to auction, and they won $3,300.
Wow.
And they gave, neither one of the boys wanted the money, so they gave it back to the pre-prom at Belton High School. That's a prom for those with disabilities, so that they could just have an amazing prom to practice for regular prom. So that's how that relationship started.
That is awesome. So tell me about your work now. Who are you with?
I work for Friends for Life, a nonprofit organization in the community that serves people with disabilities of all ages and the elderly. And it's an incredible Christian organization with amazing leaders. And so I'm the project coordinator and do the children's program and help families navigate services and supports for their children with disabilities. And actually, it's all ages, whether they're children or youth transitioning to the adult world or adults themselves. We've had that experience with Logan, that we just want to help use our experience to help families navigate those services that they might need. And it just depends on the need of the moment, what it is that they need.
Susie, there's been a lot of other collaborations you've done that have started with Logan and with Evan. Talk about some of those collaborations you've had that have been I don't want to call it stepping stones, but have been placements in the community to make accessible and make sure that people are seen and heard.
So there's been a lot of collaborative teams that have been formed. One of those is the Bell County Autism Intervention Team that we formed in 10 years ago, actually 11 years ago, and that's a result of an experience we've had with Logan. But the Bell County Autism Intervention Team trains law enforcement about autism, what it is, what it's not, and we do Badges and Buddies yearly, where we have a panel of law enforcement and a panel of autism individuals on the autism spectrum, where they do kind of like a Q&A and learn from one another. It kind of helps individuals with autism be more comfortable with people with law enforcement, and then vice versa, because when you know someone with autism, you'll hear that phrase of, if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism, because they're all so different. And so that's an incredible thing, and that has expanded to training medical staff at Scott and White and various places, and then also the judicial system. We have a leadership team, and so we really want to do that training so that there's better understanding of autism. We have a Significant SIBS group that is, Significant SIBS is actually an event that we will host actually April 10th. That will be coming up, and that is to honor siblings of those with disabilities, because when you have a child with disabilities, a lot of time the parent's time goes toward the child with disabilities, and the siblings kind of, their attention, it kind of goes away to the siblings. And so we want them to know that they're seen and they're heard, and we value them, we love them, and the sacrifices that they make. And but also having a sibling with disabilities also teaches that sibling compassion and empathy, and they just become amazing leaders. But that's one collaborative thing that has taken place. We have been instrumental in creating events and activities in the community as a result of having Logan with disabilities, and some of those things are like throughout the year. Well, in February, one of the most amazing things within our community is the Night to Shine prom. And I'm on the leadership team for Waco Night to Shine and Temple Night to Shine at Crestview Church of Christ and Temple Bible Church in Temple. And that event is just an event to let people with disabilities know that they are created in God's image. And that they have a plan, and their life is not an accident, and they are worthy, and that they are created in God's image. It's just a celebration for the evening. And then we have an Easter egg hunt that we're actually about to have on April 4th. And we do that annually. This will be our 14th annual Easter egg hunt. And that's for, it's all accessible. There's wheelchair accessibility for those with mobility needs. There is those that have visual needs. We have the Elks Lodges does an amazing job of setting things up so that those with visual impairments can kind of walk along a rope and ring the bell, and their eggs are right there. It's for the siblings as well. Every event that we do is free to the families.
Where will that be?
That will be at Elks Lodge in Temple on Airport Road. Good. And we'll have about 200 children there, plus their families, and hot dog meal provided for the families afterwards. So that's a pretty amazing thing. And then we also have a fall festival every year in October where it's all accessible for families. And then the amazing thing about these events is that families can come and feel that there's no judgment. They can feel comfortable if their child has a meltdown or gets overstimulated, or for whatever reason, they don't need to leave. They can just be there and work through it. Mm-hmm. And everybody's it lets parents know that they're not alone, but it also lets the siblings know that they're not alone. And one of the reasons for creating these events is for the whole family, including the siblings, because we want siblings to become better and not bitter because of their their sibling with disabilities. And so we want them to be able to be included. There's also events at Christmas events, pictures with Santa, and a very special Christmas that we do. All of this is collaborative, and none of this is just myself. Every event or group that I'm on, it's always a team. The Lord just puts teams together because we're better together. We've also formed groups called the Grown Ups Group, and that and families don't have to live in Bell County or in that area, because I'm housed in Belton. It's for adults with disabilities, because when they turn 18 and they start to get out of high school, we want them to continue to flourish and have purpose and to build friendships and be in community. And so these events are monthly events where they continue to be with their friends and interact and socialize, and the parents have a time of fellowship as well.
I know that one of the things that Dr. Emily, who nominated Susie for this, and it was a fabulous essay, but one of the things in the lead paragraph was inclusive education.
Yes.
This is what you call inclusive. It's not only your loved ones who are the blessing to you just the way they are, but also the siblings and the caretakers, because it does take all of that. Yes. And it does take a village to do that.
Absolutely.
So much more I want to talk to you about your trip to Nashville and all that was involved with your remarkable woman designation. But we're going to take a quick break. I want to tell you today's show is brought to you by Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Waco, your friend in the car business. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues and those sort of things. Because of the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. And so I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
And we are back with Susie Marek and Vince Erickson. And Susie, you have been named the Remarkable Woman of Central Texas by KWKT, but you were able to go to Nashville for a big celebration. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was incredible. It was a weekend I didn't realize I needed. It was just to be around 124 other incredible, remarkable women and to hear their stories. It was a celebration. We were all just so eager to learn from one another and encourage one another and cheer each other on. And every woman there just really took their life experience. I left there feeling like it was a Romans 8:28. For God works all things together for good for those who love him and called according to his purpose, because every woman there had a life experience that led them, created a passion in their lives to build a program to serve their community, varied from families impacted by suicide or those that are overcoming addiction, those that have children with disabilities, just an array of different needs that were in their community. Yeah. And so that was an incredible blessing.
Of course, Inez Russell, you brought to the show last year as your first. I think that was the first time KWKT.
I believe we've had it for a few years before that.
Anyway.
But Inez, again, with Friends for Life, and this is like almost like a legacy here with Susie.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Doing what she does for Friends for Life in Belton. But Inez was there, and Inez went to L.A. This year. They're in Nashville, and Susie. Matter of fact, I shared the Remarkable Women 2026 movie that was created on the YouTube page. That's on the Fox-44 Facebook page right now. But you got to see you amongst all those remarkable women. What kind of conversations do you all have? Well, amid all the great things that, the Country Music Hall of Fame, et cetera, the great things they had planned for you.
Such a great place to visit,
Yeah. Well, it was really, we were all like, okay, tell us your story. Yeah. We'd walk up to somebody and just tell us about you, because we wanted to learn about each other and to get into each other's world. And it was really amazing to me, the women that out of 125 women, the ones that I was personally able to speak with, and the first woman that I talked to, she's a sergeant in a police department, and the things that she does interacting in the community for people with disabilities. So we want to have her locally on a Zoom meeting with our BATE team. Like, what does she do? I met a sibling of somebody with special needs who created puzzle pieces, which is she wanted something for her brother to have opportunities once he graduated. And I went up to her, because we started this group me before, and so we were getting to know each other. And so I went up to her and I said, I want to know more about you, and how can I learn from you to better serve our community, for siblings in our community. And she said, I want to give you my book. So she wrote a book about being a sibling with disabilities, and then a gratitude journal for parents, so that we could document gratitude. And so we were just really wanting to know about each other, and and celebrate one another, and spend time together just celebrating. So
Yeah, I'm sure you met some amazing women.
I did.
And Vince, just your thoughts on the company you work for doing this kind of thing to honor women during Women's History Month.
It's positively wonderful, because the in April is when they reconvene in Nashville, and then you have the remarkable Woman of the National Woman of the Year, where all 125 will come together there, and Susie will be sending us photos from that, and we'll get you when you come back from the airport and coming back. But at the same time, it is one of the commitments that Nexstar Media Group does have toward the women, the remarkable women in our area, in our region, and in our nation. And a number of different initiatives that Nexstar Media has, a number of different special projects that I am honored to serve: Veterans Voices, Honoring Black History, Hispanic Heritage Month, Pioneers of Change, and what we recently won, a Texas Association of Broadcasters Best Documentary, was on the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon.
Right.
That affected how many veterans during their time here experienced that, and had a very different experience coming home, and had a very different life afterward. These are the kind of things. The Remarkable Women is a major jewel in what Nexstar Media does here locally, regionally, and nationally, but it is part of the bigger picture of making sure that we are not only good in the community, but good for the community.
Well, absolutely. And you have been highlighting different local women. Tell me about some of them.
Absolutely. There were 5 top finishers, and Susie was judged to be our winner. But I know that on March 10th, we highlighted one of the runners-up, Amy Treyweek, who owns Photo Revision.
She's been on the show.
And she's been on the show, but she has a very unique story.
Yeah.
She was inspired by her biological mother she never knew until she was 5 years old and saw a picture of her up on the wall. And that inspired her to go to art school, to become a master photographer, and now be able to restore life images that many people thought were lost forever.
Yeah.
Not just photographs, not just videos, but prints. And modern day technology to be able to do that. Like Susie, what touched Susie's life, touched Amy's life. I know on March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, we ran a story on a young lady named Blair Bernard, who is president of a cattle ranch in rural Coryell County. And she was inspired by wanting to build businesses, but also have an impact on the people that she works with. And then being able to take the profits that's generated. I know that her company moves between 12 and 17,000 head of cattle every year. Takes those profits, puts it back into different communities. In Oglesby, in Gatesville, they were able to donate $5,000 for the library that had some mold infestation. And also during COVID, they were able to donate to Crawford Elementary School to create an outdoor space that was safe for people. Putting those things back in the community again. Good for the community, good in the community. And then we have, coming up on either the 24th or the 31st, Gloria Kennard from Bryan College Station. She puts on a Thanksgiving dinner and a Christmas get-together for people in need. These are the kind of things that not only shape communities, but change communities and keep that community continuity going. And that is what it's all about. Good in the community, good for the community. Yes, and every day I get up and say, I get to tell this story. I get to meet remarkable people like Susie who make those changes in the community, and it's my honor for you and also for Amy, for Blair, for Gloria, to be able to capture that and tell that story. So everybody wins. That's what it's all about, Ann.
Absolutely.
Susie, it's all about.
And I'm the winner because I get to hear your story as well. So sorry. I'm so sorry about my situation personally here, but I appreciate you both so much. thank you for coming to be on the show today. And again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're looking to see more wonderful things. And Vince, as always, thanks.
It's my
for
pleasure,
all you
Ann.
do.
Good friend for many years. Let's keep this dialogue open.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
The reason that their service is outstanding because the people they have working, behind the desk and the folks working out in the garage, taking care of business. And they give you a date, they give you a time, and they're spot on. And they're professional, they take care of it, and they answer all your questions, and they're fun to work with.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Polo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Welcome back to the show. You know, there's something powerful about stories, about the ones that help us see ourselves maybe more clearly and allow us to step more confidently into what we're meant to be. And my guest is Tonee B. Shelton, who is a writer, a speaker, creative voice. And your stories have just been so really pivotal in a lot of people's lives. And you've got a new one. It's called The Pretty Principles. But you gave me your little leap, fellow. Last time you were on the show, you were talking about this wonderful children's book. So tell me, how have things been going for Tonee?
Oh, things have been super busy for Tonee, and I'm really excited about that. I think it's a true blessing to be able to do the things that God has called you to do. So the last time I was on the show, we spoke about The Scared Frog Takes the Leap. And since then, the Scared Frog and my plushie Landrum and I, we leaped for the first ever book and author fest in Temple, Texas. It was called TAIL. So the Texas Author Literature Experience. We did story time there. I was able to moderate a panel with authors that were full-time authors to part-time indie authors to those that had gone through traditional publishing, and most importantly, I got to interact with the next generation of young folks. So I've really been digging deep into story time with The Scared Frog Takes the Leap. I read to the little Blue Jays, which are 3- and 4-year-olds, and that was so exciting.
Don't they love it, though?
They do love it. More importantly, they love Landrum, my plushie frog, probably more than they love the book.
I know.
So I've really been reading on campuses and just really digging deep into using words to be a source of encouragement to myself and others. And it's been really fun. And I'm extremely grateful and humble that folks are interested in hearing my stories, and grateful to folks like yourself who invite me onto your platforms with new projects. You don't have to do that. So thank you.
Well, I love following you on Facebook.
Okay.
I mean, you are so transparent, and
Yes,
you're just
ma'am.
open with your life and how things are going, what things are happening. But you are such an encouragement.
Oh, well, thank you. I think, I just, as a believer, I feel like a part of what Jesus did with his 3-year ministry was he gave us education, but he also gave us encouragement. And as I've been transparent too about, hey, it's hard being a millennial navigating mental health and salaries, right? And this economy. So the way I talk to myself, sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to encourage myself to be positive. And I want to share that on my social media. So if it helps someone, then I've done my job.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one recent post that I saw was with Ms. Miller. And
Yes.
yeah, I know. And it's just so wonderful when people come into our lives like her, like Pat, that touch you in such a profound way, and they leave us. I
Yeah.
mean, we know where they are. I mean,
Yeah,
but
we do.
she's not here with us on this side, and so that you were able to honor her and recognize her, and that was really special.
Yeah, you know how sometimes you don't understand why you cross paths with certain people?
Yeah.
Because she was my sorority sister. I'm a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And of course, she was our Precinct 2 commissioner. And outside of that, she was this force. After she passed, all these people came forward and then was like, I spent so much time talking with her, or man, she helped me do X, Y, and Z. And oh, she's the reason why I pursue this. And you're like, how does this person have this much time in the day, right?
Yeah.
Because I found out that she was a source of encouragement to my mother. My mother is a leader in our sorority, and she was having to make some difficult decisions, and they spent a lot of time on the phone. I had no idea.
Really?
And for us, she's someone that I had admired from afar, but it was just like recently she just started inviting me, to her office. She bought all of my books. She spoke with me just randomly about politics and the importance of knowing my history and knowing about poets and authors. And almost right before she passed, we were talking through, because I was just on my head, as everyone knows on Facebook. I was on my head to move to a larger city. And she talked to me about eagles not knowing the resilience and the strength of their wings until they got out into the sky. And so, and then she passed. And prior to her passing, we were trying to coordinate because she was trying to get me on her radio show to talk about my books, so I don't know. I always think through, it's important for us to take the time to love on our people while we have them and to really listen, because God is using us all as vessels, but we all have a clock, right? We don't see the clock ticking, but it's ticking. And so what is it that we're doing with the time that he gave us? And I can honestly say that the late Commissioner Pat Miller used her time to pour into other people and use her voice to advocate for the voiceless. And she even stepped outside the scope of what she was supposed to be doing politically. I pulled back the video. She was so on our head for us to have this holiday event in the park, because she's like, it's important for us to do a community engagement. It's important for folks that are working within municipal government and that are leaders to touch the people and provide opportunities. So KWTX has us, talking about holiday time, and I'm reading this poem, and I'm sitting on the couch with her and another gentleman that's talented, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was going to be a memory, like you don't realize when you're talking to people that eventually we'll all go somewhere else. So
yeah,
I take from her, just push yourself to be a great steward of what the Lord has blessed you with. That's what our preacher preached on recently. And that's what I see in the friends that I love. And she's one of those people. She really stewarded well what the Lord gave her to steward, and it was in the lives of other people. And so I keep her memory by working hard to do the exact same thing.
I was going to say, yeah, that she was that role model for you, then to pour your life into others. Do you serve as a mentor for other women?
Oh man,
I knew we're going to get to the book. I promise we're going to talk about this book. But.
I like the pressure you're putting on me. No, I don't. I don't think yet that I have officially stepped into the. It's so funny that you say that, because if you follow me on Facebook, I'm always whining and saying, "Oh, I need a mentor. I need a mentor. I need a mentor." And you listen to folks and they talk about the importance of being a mentor. But thank you, Ann, for putting the pressure on me. There are some young women that are coming up behind me, and some folks that are closer to my age that are sharpshooters. And so this is my accountability. This is my call out to spend more time cultivating them. So maybe next time I'm back, I'll tell you I am a mentor and here are my mentees.
Well, okay. So let us talk about the P.R.E.T.Y principles.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did this book, and it's not a big book, how did this come about?
Not at all. So that book is a speech that is adapted from the Heart of Texas Juneteenth pageant. So I was selected as the speaker. So a little bit of a backstory. I was Miss Juneteenth and Miss Congeniality in 2010 for Killeen, Texas. The Juneteenth pageant, it celebrates when folks, particularly in Texas and southern regions, received the word in the Galveston area that we were free from slavery, and it was 2 years delayed. Forgive me if I'm not.
It really, this holiday started in Texas, right?
Yes, it did
originate.
It
is a Texas thing.
It is a Texas. Look, that's gonna look. You're gonna have a whole bunch of comments when this goes live.
No,
but
I know. But
yes, it is a Texas thing, and I'm grateful that it's now acknowledged as a federal holiday. But I served as I was in the pageant as a young lady, and then the way life would have me, I was selected as the speaker, the keynote speaker for the Heart of Texas Juneteenth pageant in 2025. And I talked about, since, we get a lot of negative pushback from pageants now. We want to talk through young women not valuing and measuring their entire identity and worth by what they look like, right? So when I was in prayer of what is it that I'm going to say, especially as a pageant contestant and someone that won, and someone also that got Miss Congeniality, which meant that there was a little bit of extra charisma and work and personality and cohesiveness that showed up in the pageant. I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about inner qualities. So the P.R.E.T.Y principles is a framework, and it's what I needed when I was growing up. The P stands for persistence. The R stands for resilience. The E stands for excellence. The T stands for tenacity or tenacious. The other T stands for transformation or transformative. And the Y stands for yourself. So when you start developing these P.R.E.T.Y principles, you need to think through what are the inner quality traits and the character development, right? So here's the thing. I'm big on character development right now. You can look beautiful. You can speak eloquently, but if you don't have that internal, that character and that quality, I promise you, you're going to always reset back down to a baseline, because even when the Lord blesses you with things that you desire, you don't have the character or the quality traits to even maintain that. So I adapted the speech, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put this in a book and see if there's a demand for it for preteen and teen and women in general. So of course, men can have these qualities, but I made it pink because, of course, I'm a woman of Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, and pink represents the beauty and the power of femininity. Of course, when we think about Women's History Month and the importance of women being pretty more than skin deep, pretty as quality and character traits on the inside.
So deep.
Yes, ma'am.
It is so deep. A lot more I want to talk to Tonee B. Shelton about, but I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Universal Windows. You can transform your home with our premium window, door, and siding installation services. Universal Windows Direct, Central Texas, makes upgrading your home simple and stress-free. Call Universal Windows Direct, Central Texas today. They are located in Woodway. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead. And we're back with Tonee B. Shelton, who is a wonderful author, friend. Your day job is with Goodwill Industries.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so I currently serve as the Community Relations Liaison for Heart of Texas Goodwill. We cover a regions Coppers Cove, Harker Heights, Temple, Belton, Waco, Bryan, and College Station.
It's a big area.
I know it's a big area. So I'm responsible primarily for the Killeen area and also some of our Temple, Belton, and Waco area. It is my responsibility to be the hands and feet. And so we have networking events that we've curated to bring folks into our community connect spaces. So I just do presentations and I meet with community partners and I let them know all of the wonderful things that Goodwill offers, like our Good Neighbor Voucher program, where folks that are nonprofit agencies can come and apply and shop in our store for free. They're participants. They can leverage our community connect spaces if they're providing workshops that are free and educational and helpful to the community, both during our work hours and outside of our work hours. And also our mission services program. We case manage folks to help them get what they need to be financially successful or write them on their career path. We're always got our ears to the streets to figure out what roles are coming up. And so we just try to help folks be successful. I say from the cradle to the career path, right? Because we have our 26 and 26 campaign, which is helping folks. We want 26 new foster parents to register in the Waco area so we can keep kiddos locally placed. And then we're also working on an early education center because we know some of the barriers sometimes as parents and specifically as women to work is quality early education. So we're sticking our toe into everything from the cradle to the career path.
I had no idea Goodwill was involved with like foster parenting. I mean,
yes, ma'am.
That is
yes,
amazing.
ma'am. Goodwill's involved with a whole bunch of everything from our retail locations. Folks know about our donated goods, right?
Sure,
but
yeah, where you take your
Right.
things. You want to see if it can find a new home somewhere else.
Right. But the benefit of that is I work with 501c3s. I help them divert things from the landfill, but also fundraise for causes that they have. So I'm the person that lets people know, hey, let's get you a donation drive where you can get 15 cents per pound that you fundraise donated back into your organization. So you put the items in the bin and we cut you a check.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, there is so much. There's so much that Goodwill is doing. And you've been with them.
I've been with them since July of last year. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. So I just started.
Yeah. So this is wonderful. I'm sure you've already learned a lot.
I have, yes, ma'am.
Interacting with so many different people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One thing that I'm learning is Central Texas. I said this when we were talking about the Tail Book Fest. Central Texas has the heart, no pun intended, since we are the heart of Texas. But you really see it in the folks that start small businesses, nonprofits, churches, community-based organizations, our volunteers, our stay-at-home parents. You see that there is a lot of potential and passion here. We just often need the platforms. So I'm grateful to folks like yourself that will ask the questions and have us out in front of people to see what we can do. So, yes, ma'am.
So it's such a wonderful resource.
Yes, ma'am.
That too many people don't know about. But back to Women's History Month, as we're talking about this, and the pretty principles. You kind of have redefined the word pretty.
Yes, ma'am.
So what kinds of things did you learn about yourself when you were crafting this into a book? It was already a speech you'd written, but
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I learned that I needed these principles for myself, and you're going to see that theme too in a lot of I'd say I'm an expressionist writer, so a lot of things come from lessons that I'm currently navigating that I think, hey, this might be helpful for other folks to know about. I think a lot of us as women, we internalize what we look like. A lot of us live and die by the number on the scale, or our hair length, or our skin length, or if our skin color, or our blemishes, or, all of these different things that society inundates us with. And, if you follow me on social media, I also talk about how social media can be extremely harmful to a woman's perception of herself. Particularly young women. And I don't know the research, but if you're keeping up, when they talk about how social media has negatively impacted preteen and teen women's self-image and their healthy identity and relationship with themselves. I talk about this all the time, man. It was just me with a little snap ponytail and big glasses and just an awkward personality. And I was just, comparing myself, which we shouldn't do, but I did, to the girls that, were popular and, did have boyfriends, or whatever early. But I couldn't imagine having a phone or a screen that showed me like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or, Rihanna. And I'm dating myself, but that showed me all these people that were quote unquote perfect, or they filtered themselves out. And then you hear them behind the scenes and they're like, oh, that's not even real either. I had someone edit me, So I couldn't imagine the pressure. And so I want to get to them the same way that the internet is getting to them, and letting them know that, sometimes in the short term, it feels like you're losing when your environment is not always affirming you. But you have to figure out, what do you love about you? And you have to really figure out early on how to like and love yourself. Because I promise you, even if you were the most beautiful woman physically in your area, you're going to get out somewhere. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, life is going to change you, And so I just wanted to write something and make young ladies think about, what kind of woman do I want to be on the inside? Because when I look at my grandmother, Shirley Ann, people talk about how beautiful she was, but they also talk about how kind she was. And my mama's going to be like, girl, shut up. She didn't have no problem getting no man or no husband, and she developed these qualities though that made her such an easy person to talk to. Right. Like people love coming to her house and eating with her and spending time with her. And she mentored people. She worked at a nursing home and was very much so like service oriented, but folks always talked about just how such a classy woman that she was, not just because she was physically beautiful, but because she was pretty on the inside. She was kind and she was patient and she was resilient in the face of problems.
Yeah,
those are the things. Yeah, she was tenacious. Those are the things that, those are the values that are going to get us through in such a tumultuous and chaotic time.
Right.
As well. You got to have some backbone. You got to be persistent because you're going to need it. You got to be resilient because life is going to knock you flat on your butt. Mm-hmm. And if you're valuing just what you look like, you are not going to survive that fall.
That shallowness is not going to last. So what's next? What are you thinking about writing next?
Yeah, like you already knew. So as I've said on your show before, my aim is to write 100 books or more before I leave this earthly realm. And I think I'm kind of on my way. I don't know if you would say so, because that's book number 12. So we're working on a new children's book. It's going to be about a bumblebee. I'm just like throwing that out there. We are going to actually turn the scared frog takes the leap into a series of 3. Yeah, you see the frog. So we talked about what it means to leap. I want to talk about what it means to land and miss your mark. And I want to talk about what it means to jump again. So it's going to be a 3-book series.
That's great.
Yeah. So I want to talk to our babies about what it looks like when you miss the mark. What do you learn in the lesson in that? And then what does it look like to leap again? Right. So children's books are coming out. And then I also have a book of poetry that's in rotation.
I love talking to you before about your poetry.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
What inspires you when you're writing a poem?
Yeah, I just think it's a conversation, like the beauty of being able to sit down with someone like an Ann Harder or like your the beauty of looking around and see every time I drive back to Waco for work, I'm like, oh, there's a new building. And it's just like, oh, wow. Things have changed. Or a conversation that I have with a friend of mine that's telling me about how they're navigating setback or grief or excitement, or sometimes when my emotions are just too much within me and I'm like, I need to get this out of my heart and my head and onto the page. And it just comes to me. I think I said this before. I'd love to take credit for my poems, but I really do think that they're gifts from God. I really do think that he drops them into me and I must get them out. And of course, there's a process of editing, but I think my writing gift is just literally a gift. And so what we do with gifts is we must share them. A good friend of mine, Dr. Rodney Duckett in the Killeen area, talks about on the Lively Art of Conversation, we live, we learn, we earn, and we pass it along. So talking about the importance of all of the lessons that we have, we don't get them. We don't get these experiences just for ourselves. We get them to share it out for the next person. And so, yeah.
Well, you're doing a beautiful job of that, Tonee. I just love having a chance to sit down with you and hear your heart, hear what you're working on, and how you are helping people through all the different, whether it's a Facebook post or whatever. I mean, it's all a way for you to share the insights that you've been given and to encourage people along the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So how can folks get a copy of the book?
Yes, ma'am. So guess what? That book is my first book. So I've written 12. That is my first big book on Amazon.
Look at
all
you.
this time. I've been fighting people. I've been fighting people to not have Amazon.
So the Scared Frog is not on Amazon?
The Scared Frog is not on Amazon. It's on my personal website, www.betterwatchyourtone. Yes, ma'am. And the fun thing about the Scared Frog, this wasn't happening when I was here last. The Scared Frog is in every library in Waco, Texas. So you can now access the Scared Frog Takes the Leap for free, no limitations, in all of the libraries. And then it's also stocked in the library in Harker Heights, Texas.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Great message for children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so go to Amazon and get The Pretty Principles, Embracing Your Inner Radiance. I love that.
Yes,
Tonee
ma'am.
B. Shelton, love you too. So glad you were here
thank
with
you.
us today.
I appreciate you,
Thank you.
and I love you as well. And continue to be just the awesome, lovely, light, and bold person that you are.
Well,
Truly.
I appreciate your words. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.